Bonjour Astrid.
Bonjour Katia. Hello.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day. We wanted to start off with a little bit of, today is all about love, and we really believe that self-care is an act of love, for sure, right? That you are your self-healer. And in order to self-heal, at some stage you got to tap into love. So coincidentally, this day ties into our topic today, because intuition, the more you can follow your heart,
right,
you know, the greater the life will be. We want to take a moment. Katya is going to lead us through a moment of meditation. We're just in such, we want to send love, because we do believe that the power of intention and our energy, in some small way, our energy can reverberate outside of ourselves, right?
So we'll start, we start with the inward love. So it's always good to start with our own heart, and then we'll vibrate it to the world, because it's much needed. And today is love and opening up our intuition. So please place your hands on your heart like Astrid did. And we're doing only a few minutes to be together. And we are sending love to our heart. So you can always close your eyes. I like to close my eyes because I feel like I can go within myself. Hands to your heart and feel the rhythm of your heart. This is an important organ. And fill up your heart with love. Love. Love for yourself. You create your own love. You don't judge yourself. You are all good today and every day. Deep inhale, good. Exhale. And this beautiful love you have in your heart, you can start feeling that rhythm coming a little bit more out of your heart organ. So now you're radiating that love to your whole body. Do a little body scan while you send your love. If there are places on your body that have some tensions, just be okay with it and send your love. Just being aware, it's so good already. Sending the love vibration to your whole body. So now your whole body means from your physical body to your mind, to your spirit, to everything, all dimensions around you. So we are going to start expanding that beautiful vibration to right next to you, your neighbor, wherever you are right now. And for a minute, we are going to expand that love vibration to the whole planet. So needed right now. With no judgment, just love. Everywhere. All the beings. All the beings. No separation. All the beings. When we are in that love vibration, the shapes are different. Your perception is different. It's so good. That's why we can be one. We're one with the planet, the earth. No borders, no differences. Deep inhale and exhale. and spreading that beautiful love energy to the whole beings, dimensions, everywhere you want to spread your love. Spread it. Everywhere. It's such a beautiful rhythm and vibration. It's just beautiful. Take a 30-second to do that, and then we'll come back to you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Look
Katya.
at your eyes. And we are vibrating that.
And it's just that quick. It's just that simple. We forget about even placing the hand. I know I forget about placing the hand on the heart. And it's, like I said, it's perfect for our conversation today about intuition. Today we're talking about intuition because it is part of your medicinal energetic toolbox. And the heart has a brain. There's so much information about resonance and just even placing the hand on the heart. There's an intelligence inside of our hearts. And so to me, when you're tapping into intuition, it's taking you out of the linear, rigid thinking and pouring down into your heart. The theory is follow your heart and then you will have a beautiful life. People say, I want a wonderful life, but most of us we don't have the capacity to follow our hearts because we're not connecting to it. Our mind is important, very, very important.
Of course.
However, there are other parts. We have intuition in our gut.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is something everyone can attest to when you get that gut-wrenching feeling. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you get the chills, you get the goosebumps. You can get goosebumps for something that's dangerous or inappropriate, or you get goosebumps for something that's really exciting, right? Like you can feel that something's coming.
Exactly.
Do you consider yourself intuitive?
Yes. Oui.
Good.
And as I was mentioning just before in our little conversation, I think I was lucky. I grew up, in that sense, you take the positive out of your life.
Yes.
I grew up having my parents raise me in a bar in France. So a lot of people always
Different
around me since I was born, a lot of personality. And I felt always that I was able to perceive. I didn't know. As a child, you don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it was my normal.
Yes.
But now as I do this work of craniosacral massage, how I perceive my surrounding, I was able to perceive people and feel them and their personality. Whenever somebody, just walked in and I felt like, oh, I feel good, that's your intuition. Or another person would walk in and just not judging, I'm like, better stay, sacred space. But that I was doing it naturally, and you develop that.
You developed over time, like you started to,
So not everybody is around a lot of people. I think I developed it naturally.
Sure.
These communication skills, being okay with people around me. I was never afraid. I could, if needed, protect enough myself. Then I learned to do it more. Because things still happen in life, but I was always feeling secure. So developing your own intuition is a process.
It's a process, and it's a muscle.
And
it's
like
something that has to be developed. I think oftentimes most we're born clairaudient, clairsentient, with this energy to know, but it gets shut down.
Exactly.
Children that are famously had a friend, an invisible friend. As it turns out, they probably were actually talking to a spirit, and that spirit was just as real. And so we're from a culture that no one really has reverence for intuition. And I was thinking about this when we were going to talk about intuition, that I think what happens with intuition is like you get a hunch, you get a feeling, and you follow that feeling, right? and then say it doesn't turn out, or so you think it doesn't turn out. And you say, I shouldn't have listened to that. So I think what happens is that just like, working at the gym, developing your arm muscle, you don't get to just have your arms develop on a couple practices. And when you feel like it didn't work out, sometimes you're in the moment, you're bummed, but
Right.
then full circle, you're like, oh my God, thank God that it worked out the way that it did.
Mm-hmm.
So we're quick to, for something like that, we're quick to like let it go and not want to participate in it.
I agree, and it's something you work with and you develop. As a child, unfortunately, those feelings, those gut feelings, those sensations, a lot of time gets shut down because a child goes to school, or we go to school, and it's very academic, very mind oriented, and
academic,
we're getting better with quantum physics. But at my time, it was, if you don't see it, if you don't know how to quantify it, it doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
Was you the same experience?
Well, I think at large, it's like we believe it when we see it, and that's a famous statement in America, at least. Oh, I'll believe it when I see that. But it's the exact opposite. And I was also thinking about time and place. So in Sophion, your son's time, your son,
yes,
he gets a parent that is receptive to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In our time, it was just shut down. You just got to work, put your head down and grind. So there was no space. People were busy surviving. It was a time space where people were just really trying to make it. So it's just like, we got no time for this nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So,
but now the children of today, hopefully, I still hear parents, like my son saw spirits.
Oh.
When they were growing up.
Right.
And I was scared out of my mind.
Exactly.
But I always had taught them that all spirits aren't bad. It's just people that have passed over. Maybe they've lost their way and they need a moment to get to heaven or wherever they're going to go. But I always taught them that they weren't bad. But everywhere we moved several times when they were, I would say, between 3 and 10, everywhere we moved, these spirits would follow us.
and they would describe.
They would describe.
Oh,
there was a young boy that they would see. There was a man. They would describe their clothing, and instead of instilling fear in them, I was scared.
Yes,
and I'd be
because didn't experience.
I didn't experience, but I know that you can transfer fear and put them in. So I wanted them to remain open to possibility. But I would go to my room at night scared, but I wouldn't let them. I said, "Oh, what they look like?" Da da da. But it did get to a point that what's interesting now is they don't remember. I said, "You guys forgot all of that?"
No way.
Yeah, they don't. They kind of fuzzily remember, but this went on for at least 5 years, to the point that I went to a psychic medium, and I was like, "What do I do about this?" Because it seemed like I started to feel uncomfortable. It got to the place where they were showing up so much. I think the day that they were getting on the school bus, and this spirit showed up on the school bus. They both saw, and they both leaned back. And I was like, okay, maybe this is just not curious energy. But I know that's a little off topic of intuition, but not tampering down what their experience is. I think that's what it is. So,
you were supportive.
Yeah, I was supportive. And they intuitively weren't afraid.
And that's
they were afraid, but their intuition, this was playful energy. It was a little boy, and I think they had compassion when I look back.
Yes.
Why would they be afraid of a little boy that they're seeing?
Right.
And so it was kind of cool that I was just like, if there was a problem, I trusted that they would feel that something was weird. I didn't want to put that fear into them.
And it just, again, it's their intuition was with that, and you supported it. And look, in a good way, not projecting your fear. They forgot about it, but it was natural.
Good. It was natural.
Because
I do believe that spiritual presence is natural. It's part of our inner guidance system, and that's what saddens me, because most people don't go to that. I'm guilty of it, but more and more I've learned to just allow. and kind of go there. When you have to make a big decision, the first thing we say, let me think about it. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. We never say, let me feel what I need to do.
And that is the good thing about now. It's changing though. We grew up that way, and even now in our society we change the wording, so we are feeling more, we are not thinking so much, and one goes with the other. I mean, it's still good to acknowledge all our brains, our heart, the gut, the mind. It just go sometimes one takes over the other one, and it was the thoughts before that would guide us. Now we're back to our body, it's more somatic, so people are now understanding my thought is not always the right thought. So how do you incorporate your physical gut feelings, basically, your intuitions? And again, like we say, we having tool, we are our self-healer. You're doing your little daily exercises again to open up your intuition.
And I've been using my intuition to like heal myself.
Right.
I have a pull that was in my glute, kind of towards my hamstring, and it can take a year I've had a hamstring pull, and I'm just putting arnica on it, I'm icing, I'm doing different things, and staying off of it. But one day I got a hit, and I always do this. I go, okay, body, tell me what you need me to do. And it said, don't take the stairs anymore, because where we live, we have to go upstairs. So I go around now, and I take a different route, because then, and you think about it, every time I took those stairs, it's pulling on the thing. It started to heal. The first time I finally started to get relief, and now, knock on wood, instead of it taking several more months, I can feel the healing happen. But I listened. I was like, really? Don't take the stairs? I went, okay. And I was like, why? And then I looked. If you look ergonomically, every time you lift up, I'm pulling on that area by taking the stairs. So I was taking the stairs to sneak in the exercise and get more healing,
Then that you thought it would be good for you.
I thought it would be good for me, yes.
Exactly.
So that was one of the ways I've always asked myself, I've always asked my body, like, what do I need? What needs to happen, Trying to see if this is...
No, it's good. It was on and then it went off.
Okay. But that's a form of it.
And look, it's good because your belief and your thought was, oh, it's good to do the stair because it's beneficial. But then I love how you word it. You finally ask your body, what am I supposed to do? And that's the way. That's the way to reconsider a moment when something hurt. I always tell my patient on the table, we are just guide yourself here. What would be maybe that change that is going to be beneficial for you, and you did it.
Yes, and I believed it because I've seen it happen over. And then in that moment, I was like, I should have asked myself weeks ago.
It's okay. Okay because
I forgot to ask myself
again, and that's what we are saying. Don't be hard on yourself. This intuition, it, as well, sometimes it's potent, sometimes it's less because of the things happen in life. I mean, I think, a lot of intuition, then I got shut down for different reasons. Then I had to learn to retrust it and reopen it. So we all in balancing it out sometimes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's right. So meditation comes to us probably one of the best ways to tap into our intuition, and actually
different ways of meditating.
Different ways because it's all focusing on quieting down the mind. So even if you notice quieting, you're not supposed to not. If you can meditate and not think, fantastic. But over time, just that stillness, just to your point about the cerebral fluid, just letting that ruminate, even if your eyes, just closing your eyes, you know, shutting your eyes down. But also, you don't have to sit in a cross-legged position.
I love that.
Actually, laying down is, if you want to tap into your intuition, laying down is a powerful way to meditate. You know,
go to that stillness. And to add on that, for me, I always use movement. It was hard for me to sit and meditate, so I started doing those things, walking.
Yes.
You can always incorporate.
Yes.
So, but now I love laying down and meditating.
Mm-hmm.
So again, find the simple way to start and expand it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I would add, we were just talking about that, sleep.
Yes.
It's not meditation, but in your sleep, your intuition, it's moving things while you're sleeping.
Well, also, like, my dreams have been crazy.
Right.
Every day I wake up, it's been this crazy dynamic journey, but we want to dream. Dream is a signal that your intuition is turning on. So at first I was like, what the heck is going on? Because they're vivid and colorful.
It is.
I want to call out
Yes.
a yoga teacher, Master Eric Schiffman,
Right.
and he had a term, he called it glistening. He goes, you always want to be glistening, guided listening. So the guidance, he says, comes from inside. So you want to be glistening. You're guided and you're going to listen. So if you put the two together. And he said, start very simple. The way to develop your intuition is start in your everyday practice. So this morning when you woke up, which by the way, green is the heart and so is pink. So
nice. we always.
I was looking at it, I was like, oh, she's heart energy today. See, you didn't think you were because you didn't have on red, but green is actually, and pink are actually the two colors of the heart.
Thank you.
I went more traditional, but
no,
I was smiling at that.
Nice.
But he was saying, like, start off in the morning. Should I wear this outfit or this one?
It me this morning.
Yeah, and you start. That's as simple. We overcomplicate it. Yes. Should I wear this top or this top? Should I wear a dress or pants? Whatever comes to you, wear that. Yes. He goes, the grocery store. Should I buy green apples or red apples? He said, and don't get caught up in the minutia of like, oh, well, red is more nutritious. Right. Just take it. So even if you go to the bread section, should I get the brown rye bread or should I get white bread? If it says white bread, just enjoy the white bread, instead of saying, well, brown is healthy for you going. But he said it's exhausting, and I've tried it. Try it for a day. Should I take a right or left, or should I take this freeway or that freeway? Should I go to the store now? Should I go to later? Should I call my mom now? Should I call her later? Every decision, reconnect throughout it. It's exhausting. At the end of the day, what you realize is how far off you are away from your own guidance system. But when you play with it, especially like in LA traffic, he called it having the helicopter view. So you get to a point where in LA traffic, it's challenging here in Los Angeles County. But imagine if you were in a helicopter, you could see out ahead and say, oh, I'm going to exit here because it's crazy up there. But how many times have you been on the road and your intuition said, don't go this way, but you did? So he's saying intuition is like the helicopter view. Okay. Once you glisten enough, you guide it and you listen, you will more and more get that helicopter view so that you're always in touch with what you need. And I love that.
That's a nice way of your perception.
Yes,
that's really nice. And it works, finishing on that, I sometimes don't put my GPS on my car because we used to drive like that. Like I would feel like, oh no, I should take that road because it looks nicer and better, and it worked. And many times I still do that because when LA traffic is bad, I'm like, where would I feel I should go? And I love what you just said regarding all of that, and to expand it to more things. That's when
more things in your life.
Because that's as well maybe not doing it all day long, but that's when we realize we have prejudgment of what we need because that was a belief sometime, and that belief sometime now doesn't work for you.
Or even beyond belief, to your point, we're dynamic.
Routine.
We're dynamic individuals, and we are so reliant on technology too.
Right.
When I lived in Seattle, naturally I used the GPS because I wanted to learn, but I would force myself because I'm like, what's the worst case scenario? I get lost.
Exactly.
But I forced myself. I'm like, I want to learn the tree lines. I want to learn my environment. When you're just on your phone using the GPS, and some people, even though they know where they're going, they put the GPS on, just in case there's traffic. And I'm like, well, what difference is it going to make? You have to go this way anyway. But I believe in just
I love
testing
that.
yourself out. I force myself to learn.
To have a new experience.
A new
even.
experience.
But I thank you for that. The helicopter view, I'm going to keep that as
Each
a
time.
daily little thing to expand.
Like, I would say to myself, and I want to get back to that, am I glistening? Am I listening to the guided listening that's coming from inside?
Nice.
And glistening is such a beautiful word. It's like
I know.
sparkling. Don't we want to glisten?
Listen, I didn't know that word. Thank you.
Well, he created it.
That's why I'm like,
yes,
another word.
Yeah, another
English
American
word,
English word. Yeah.
Glistening.
Guided listening. You are listening to the guidance.
Oh, nice.
And it's always there. We're always discounting it and saying, nah, nah, nah. And then those times where we should have listened, we're like, darn it, I should have listened. I heard it. I was told. So
thank you.
We're fascinating.
And last week, to continue saying how to be in touch with your intuition, how that, expanding experience. For myself, again, last week I went to a spa, a Korean spa. It's called in Tohonga. Whoever live in the valley, Tohonga has a beautiful spa.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Council spa, and it's quiet. It's not like Koreatown where there's more people, but anyway, I love that place. And for me to be in touch with my intuition, it's when I detox and do sauna, dry sauna or wet sauna. I'm not. After 2-3 hours of going hot and cold. By the way, I went in the deep cold. I was like, I need to do it. I need to do it. But slowly I'll build it to you, because I look at Wim Hof and all the cold therapy.
Wim Hof therapy.
But sometimes it's hard to go in that deep cold thing. Well, again, build it. Build it, meaning I went to the hot, I took a cold shower. I went to the hot, the dry or wet sauna. I went back to the cold shower. And then the deep was like, I feel I can do it now. Slowly I immerse my body. And the sensation when you are able to go the whole way, but that's my intuition were open. I was thinking something when I arrived. It was, I'm like, I don't know what decision. And suddenly everything stopped. And then my day went, and that decision I had to make was so much easier. And just all of this.
No, you're right.
It just comes naturally after a while.
You're right. Like, environment is key for intuition too. When I'm at the Korean spa, like, I try to think I'm like in the dry sauna, or I'm in the I'm in the light therapy room, or I'm in the salt cave. I literally try to and you don't want to think, because your body doesn't want you to think.
No.
And that's a great time, but you just sense into what you feel, and then that night or the next day, it's like I feel like you're flooded with inspiration and insight.
Inspiration, it happened during the night for me. I woke up with a clarity. And like you say, because when you put your body in extreme temperature, it's hard to think, because many times I'm like, I need to be able to walk out of the sauna if I'm starting feeling, be in touch more with my rhythm, because when it's a while, you need to accommodate your body. Going to the cold. You do some breath work sometime a little bit before, like he does. Wim Hof, he does a lot of breath work before jumping into those cold, icy lake. So you have to be here, present, and that helps to open up your intuition. This is functioning to the survival moment, like you just said. And sleep with it, and the next day is like, oh.
I want to go. I am so overdue. No, thank you for bringing that. Like, that is another way. Yeah.
Yes, another
meditation,
way.
Walking meditation, dancing, like ecstatic dance. People tap into their intuition by ecstatic dancing and just moving the body. Yoga practice. I mean, I've come up with some of my best choices when I've had a concern on my yoga mat, as you're flowing through, because the thing is, intuition lives within us and it's embodied in us. So in order to access it, you also need to access your body.
Waking up.
Welcome. We have some people that have joined us.
Yes, I see that. And we were saying what we do as we are facilitator. Like when I provide a person a craniosacral massage,
Yes.
that's the holding space of that person.
Yes.
When you do your
when I do acupressure,
pressure,
there's like flow remedies. There's things that a pattern that you're supposed to flow. I just put people on the table and I just let my intuition guide me. And
there
you feel so, and I know you feel this, you feel such reverence that people, they put themselves out there. And I'm just like, I got this person on my table and they're trusting me 100%.
But they're trusting themselves.
Yes.
Look at the vibration. They're opening up that intuition.
And I pick up and talk about non-thinking. I'm having no thoughts. I'm completely connected to their energy portal. And some days, some person I work on this, but I'm also fascinated about the human body. Yeah. And it's so lovely how different we are. You know, some people, I look for their ribs, and some people's ribs are up here, some people's ribs are that. It's fascinating.
I love it.
But yeah, I let intuition guide me. And I don't, oftentimes, unless someone says I have a back thing, but I also don't, I was taught not to hear the dialogue of what's going on with their body, because then I go in, my ego jumps in, and then I'm trying to fix that thingy, where it's like, let's talk about what's going on with you after the session. Because I know with acupressure, it's going to address, all it's going to do is relax the entire system so that the natural healing can jump in.
Exactly.
So whether it's the knee, the elbow, the back, it really ultimately doesn't matter. So,
and everybody has their integration, their process, but I love what you say. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years.
Wow.
And so many bodies I touch. And sometimes, the other day I was like, I'm like Rodin, the sculpture. No, I'm this sculptor. I love it, but you know,
I love like, that movie.
and it's like each body has its own little thing, and for me it's the nuance, and that's what is beautiful about.
Yeah.
I love that moment as well of the
privilege,
like privilege.
Wow, it's like
so privileged. And tell yourself you're privileged. Your body is unique. That's why you find your self-healing tools. I mean, having common things to do, but still, that's intuition will guide you.
Well, also,
to your
and let's talk about practicality.
Yes.
It saddens me. People will go, and I love Western doctors. I usually have a naturopath, but you go to the doctor, something's wrong, you go to the doctor. And the doctor's saying something to you, and it doesn't seem right. It doesn't resonate. It doesn't feel right. But more people, well, what did the doctor? Well, they said, and he said, and they told me to take this. But did you even look into it? Did you question? Did you feel okay what they said? Well, it didn't make sense to me, but the doctor said, and it's like, that makes me mental. You have to do research. Research, what is the drug that they just handed you and why? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need Western. If I need an antibiotic, I'm going to take the antibiotic. But I have to investigate first why. But I don't want to just be written an antibiotic. But we disempower ourselves. Again, this is what we believe in, Katya. We are our own self-healers. The doctor, the nurse, the practitioners are part of the team.
Yes.
But we are the ones that are allowing the healing to occur. And so many people set themselves back because they disempower themselves by just being yes, 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 when it didn't even feel right. You're in that doctor's office, and even their attitude, like, I don't go back to doctors if they have a funky attitude with me,
exactly,
or they're flippant, or they're like callous with me. I don't go back. I don't go back.
I agree. And unfortunately, now it's coming.
It's transaction driven.
Yes, but it's because the medical field disempower people before, and it's okay. I mean, let's not judge anything. There was great research, but now because of our technology, we can research and we can reopen our intuition. I'm exactly the same, and I always tell people, because we all need each other. It's a teamwork. feel your relationship with that therapist. If
Absolutely.
it's a doctor, a dentist, like I told you all my
yoga
stories,
teacher, a meditation teacher.
Anybody, me, if you don't like me, it's okay. No, I tell.
No, it's so true. It's
fine.
so true.
I'm not maybe the best match for you today. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
100%.
Read your own gut intuition. How did you feel after you were with that person in that term? Did they listen to you?
Absolutely.
Is your doctor, I mean, if you have a great doctor, fine, because your relationship is therapeutic. I think that's it. Your relationship.
Yeah.
But again, there was some dance teacher at some point. I took some dance. I was like, I'm not feeling comfortable. So go switch. I mean, whatever it is.
I'm 100%. I 100% agree.
And build up that team. That team.
I really believe this is why more people won't practice yoga. You know how much I love yoga, but they'll go to a class, the timing won't be right, and they don't connect with the teacher. And then they'll say, yoga's not for me. Really? You go to one restaurant and then you say dining out isn't for me. Exactly. You look at one house and when you're trying to buy a home. So again, it's resonance. And it's okay. Like, luckily when I was teaching, like my first 18 years of teaching, I would say, I got very little criticism in quotes. It took a lot of courage. I said, you know what? I'm going to do my style, my voice, and the people that resonate with me and like my style. I stopped trying to please people. When I first started, you have to start somewhere. So I started even copycatting my teachers and things. Right. But once I found my voice, once I let go, that people will find me that resonate with what I'm up to. Exactly. And then I probably only got like a couple emails back in the day. People would email you. I got a couple emails criticizing, you didn't do this, you should have done that, you talked too much about this, da 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 da. And you know what I said to them? I said, thank you so much for the feedback. Thank you for taking the time to write to me. It's okay that you didn't like my class. Exactly. It's absolutely, I said, we're in Los Angeles. And I looked up the data. There's 250 other classes you can go to. Thanks for checking me out. I didn't get angry about it or whatever. It's like, and it's your choice. They were attacking me, saying I should have did this, I didn't do that. Wow. But I didn't take it that way. You know what I'm saying? At first I was taken aback, but I thought, you know what? No problem. You know? Thank you for the feedback. Feedback can be a gift. I love it. And it's again beautiful. We are fine. We are perfect and lovely. But not having everybody coming. I mean, you know, it's where I am right now. If a person doesn't book again with me, I always say I'm fine with it because our therapeutic relationship didn't work. I'm glad you're following your intuition. And I'm glad you're following your intuition. No, but the client, you're like, I'm glad you're following your intuition. This is empowering the person. And you can't personalize things, you know. No. And try and retry out. Don't, like, I love your thing with restaurant because it's a good comparison. We usually with food, we try so many types of food. Well, do the same. Follow your intuition with your relationships, with everything. Nice. Anything else we wanted to... It's your birthright. Your birthright is to be intuitive. Remember The Sixth Sense? The movie The Sixth Sense, the little boy? Oh, it's been a long time that I think we're all born with a sixth sense. Yeah. It becomes fun. There's tons of books on intuition, but for our topic of energy medicine, your intuition is part of your medicine. Yes. And it will guide you to the right thing. And I think you said this, certain foods you're attracted to for a certain period of time. All of a sudden you're adding a load of salt to everything in life. And then if you don't stop yourself, it's like I was going through like sugar craze towards the end of last year. And I was like, I'm not even a sugary person. I prefer savory. But sugar, every day I found myself eating some little sweet, some little sugar. And I was wanting it. Instead of judging myself, I looked up. What happens when you're craving sugar? Stress. Good. I was moving. I was doing the garage thing, the tear down and all that. I was changing my home. I was uprooting myself. And I was like, no wonder I was craving sugar. You know, obviously, and then I tempered it. But once I looked up why, I was like, wow, the body is so fascinating. But I just went with it. Exactly. You know? And yes, and it's beautiful. Like you said, you search it up, you did your little
proactive moment of thinking, well, still, I noticed that. So
Yes,
how
yes,
to
yeah.
rebalance. And we are so, that's why we love what we do.
Yes.
This body is amazing. And we went through ups and downs, we all go, but my God, we're so resilient.
We are.
We are. So love here and send it out, because as well a collective, we can be so powerful.
Well, when you were doing the heart meditation,
Yes.
we started. I hurt my shoulder. Like I do vinyasas every day, and so I had done something. I overextended, and my shoulder immediately. I went, something happened to my shoulder. So I massaged it a little bit. I did a little acupressure on it.
Right.
It was still throbbing the next day, but in my meditation, I sat there and I said, "Shoulder, heal thyself." I said, "Shoulder, heal thyself." It's gone. It went away. Yes, but I was like,
exactly.
we are that magical. We can do it. But I believed it. The difference was, I believed it was going to happen. I said, "Please heal yourself." I said, "Shoulder, please." And I have weak shoulders, so I could have gone down the path of, my shoulder's going to be blown out for weeks, and go down that hole. And I just said, okay, I can take care of this. There's a better way. So we're on the path too. I'm not perfect.
We are learning with
you. But I was excited. I was like, woo! And I was like, I got out of meditation. I was like, is it really gone? Now I was skeptical. And it was gone. And it has not come back.
So you are your own self.
You are your own self-healer.
Beautiful.
All right, I think we covered everything. So
next dates. We are always keeping you updated with our amazing. So you are next. The sound bath
on 2/22 on 2/22. Powerful day. Let's go back to numbers for a moment, because today is Valentine's Day.
Right.
14 is a 5, but I looked at the numerology of the day. It reduces to a 6. 2, 14, 24 is a 6. 6 is the number of the heart, everybody, y'all.
You're so good
it's a
with
number of
numerology.
self-love. But I was just like, oh my God, is it possible? So this day reduces to a 6. 5 is the number of change. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So whatever things you want to change. Venus, I think, moved into some powerful position. I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, but 222. So it's a 6. It's another 6. So the sound bath is honoring the full moon in Virgo. Virgo is earth. It's love. It's unctuousness.
So next Thursday.
222. And then on 2/28, our next live.
Yes.
And we'll be talking deeper about mindfulness and meditation on that one. Mm-hmm. And then our next full circle will be on 3/14. We'll be back with a full circle. 3/14. Oh yes, Sophia's birthday. And the 14th, another 5 change. I love the full circles though. So.
Yes. So we are looking forward to being with you.
Yes.
And
thank you. Who joined here today? Oh, Polka Girl. Hey, Iwa. My niece, Lauren, joined. Oh, Damaria. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
my goodness.
so much for being with us. Don't hesitate. Never hesitate to DM us, to talk with us. We have our own business, so any question, reach out to us to set up, to book your session, to self-heal yourself, or to come to 1 hour event. Yes, absolutely. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Love Day. Just radiate self-love today. Yes. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Right here. And send it out. Send it out to this beautiful planet. This planet that needs it. So many people are struggling still. Thank you, Katia, so much. Thank you, everybody. À bientôt. Namaste.